Okay, I want to say a quick hello to everybody and welcome. Okay, in this video I'm going to be doing some art. Okay, recently I've been getting back into it proper hardcore. I want to be doing a lot more art and animation in the new year. Okay, so drawing, painting, mostly digital, because that's what I like to work in, using different softwares. One of the softwares I love to use is Fire Alpaca. I do use Photoshop from time to time. I have a lot of different softwares on my computer, such as Paint.net, Artweaver, this one here, Critter. All of these are really good art softwares, okay, to use. As I say, Paint.net's a good one. I've got Manga Studio 5 and EX, Photoshop, as I say, a lot of different ones, Art Rage 5. There's so many different art softwares out there that you can use, okay. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a lot of animation, mostly 2D animation too, and cartoons in the new year, okay. Now, in this video, I'm just doing a few things here, some basic like test scenes, like sketches and paintings, and I'm doing some actual work, hopefully, for one of my next animated cartoon projects. But it's not one of my main big projects. I'm going to be working on better ones, and I'm currently working on a cartoon I've entitled Spearmaster, about this guy who fights with a long spear, this martial arts guy. But basically it's turned out into a bit of a rough one again, kind of experimental, and I know it always happens, and I always start working on things and then they end up rough or I scrap them. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a little mini cartoon, okay. And what I'm basically doing is I'm trying to make some scenes for it, and as I say, I like to, a lot of the time, you know, it's trial and error. But not only that, it's practice, you know, and I'm like learning from what I'm doing and practicing different methods of how to put together scenes for different cartoons. It's one thing when you're working on just one simple drawing or painting, and it's one thing when you're just working on a comic, let's say, doing, you know, a set of images such. But you know, when you're doing animation, when you're working on animation, it's a lot more hard work, isn't it? And it depends on the level of animation that you're going to have in the scenes too. Anyway, I'm going to have to stop the camera every 9 minutes, okay, with this screen recording, because I'm using Bandicam screen recorder, which is good, but you know. Anyway, what have I got? I've got, rather than Fire Alpaca, which I usually have, what I usually use, which I'm going to be using again in a moment, I've got this Artweaver here, free. It's free software also, by the way. Apart from some of the ones I just mentioned, like Photoshop and Manga Studio, apart from those, most of the other ones are free, like Critter's free. Okay, Critter, that's Krita, it's a free software. There's so many free art softwares that are really good. This is free, which is Artweaver 6, I believe this is free. Fire Alpaca is free. Paint.net. Other ones such as MyPaint, and then Real World Paint. There's lots of different. Some of these softwares are more geared towards like photo editing, and some of them are more geared towards like actual painting. But they can all be used to do drawing and painting. And some of them, such as Fire Alpaca and Critter, they have animation features in them too, which is great. You know, I did mention that I've been using Art Rage 5 also. That's my microphone, okay. But I was going to say that's a demo version I've been using for that. Please bear with me for 1 second. The most simplest one that I just mentioned on that list was Paint.net, okay. But I'll say I know a friend of mine who uses please excuse my memory here, Paint Shop Pro, is it? Yeah. You know. So there's all different things out there, okay. But regardless of what you use, you know, there's so much out there that you can use, you know. So now, anyway, what do I have on my screen? On my screen here, as you can see, this is not a painting. It looks like a painting. It's got an effect set in here. This is basically an image that I've taken from a software, okay. There's the software being SketchUp. SketchUp is a 3D modeling program that's very widely used. It's like by a lot of people, and I'm not using it to actually make any 3D models per se right now, but it's very useful for setting up scenes for 3D, like for perspective where necessary, I feel, and then just using your imagination. You can draw and paint on top of that to create scenes using good perspective. And now, although that's been something that I've been using for quite a while to off and on for some practice, I'm saying here and there, most of the time I like to do things freehand now. Backgrounds, landscapes, and then characters. I feel I'm getting better at drawing scenery as opposed to characters, but still, the characters are the main focus of shows, right? Cartoons. But the thing I'm trying to say is, and I've shown you this before in other videos where I've used a 3D grid like this that I've created. I've shown you this before, and other ones. This is a grid that I created. If you'd like to know how to make that again, just ask me, okay? It's basically a set of cubes. I just made a cube basically, type shape, and then I put it another one, and I duplicated that, and I duplicated it again and again and again to make many cubes stuck together. And then what I did is I toggled the view to wireframe only, so we can see only through them and just see the edges. And playing with things like the like fog settings and stuff like that. Okay. See here we can have it like less, see like this, you see, you know what I mean though. You can have like so using this, like just looking with your eyes and just using your imagination now, revealing more or less here. See, I can get different camera angles, and I can do different things like tilting the angle like this and things like that. Say, you can imagine anything. This could be in the middle of a forest, it could be in a city with buildings, mountains, it could be close shots, this could be a table with books piled on a table. This could be, it just depends on what you see, this could be anything. It could be a train station, whatever, and you could literally draw those figures in just using your imagination. And you can't draw them directly on top of this, obviously, but what you would do is you'd save the images out, export not 3D but export 2D images from this, which you can do, or just take a screenshot and then bring that into art software such as this, or any art software, digital art software, and then just work on another layer on top of that, change the opacity, make it a bit faint, like so you can just about see those lines, and then use the perspective, to just help you, and then draw. So I'll use something for that, like that, for certain things, but mostly for my shows where I've got a lot of figure action, like martial arts fighting scenes and stuff. It just helps me to have some reference, basically, and something, or even some actual 3D models in the scenes, even though I may not be using them as such. Anyway, I'm just going to go to a basic brush here. I've got a lot of different brushes in here, as you can see. Okay, and well, actually, I'm not going to do any drawing in this software. I'm just going to show you something. This was this, what you're looking at here, is not a drawing. If you look at it carefully, it's a soft looking. It looks like it was coloured, like with coloured pencils or something, but it was actually made with a model of a 3D tree, which I downloaded from the Google SketchUp 3D warehouse. Look it up. It's a thing where it's got a repository, lots and lots of models made by people. Some simple, some very, very detailed models, which is very good. It's amazing. Models for SketchUp, which you can bring straight in and use them. You may not use the models exactly, but it's good for reference and draw overs and stuff like that. And I just basically downloaded a couple of trees. This is one of them. This is the second one I downloaded. The first one I downloaded was like a pine tree, but I downloaded this tree and I duplicated it, and I just looked at a few different camera angles, and I tried different camera yeah, excuse me, yeah, but I tried different like styles. You go into styles, and I got this view, and then what I did is I basically saved the image out, exported it out, and I brought this image into this art software. And my idea was to find a software which is what's got like certain features, such as I know this does, and also excuse me, I know Photoshop does, but I'm just looking for a feature here, if I can find it, where you can make the image look more like a painting. And I thought I'd test that to see what that looks like on top of this. I don't think I'm going to get an amazing effect in general anyway, but I thought I'd just give it a try, you know. So yeah, where are we? Yeah, I don't know why. I think I've kind of messed up on that. I can't seem to find what I'm looking for. Filter effects. It's not under that. Style. Okay, stylize. Okay, here. Let's just check out all of these just quickly. Film grain. Check out filter effects. Got different things here. Anyway, I'm just saying, you see, you've got different effects. Wow. What the hell's that? Different kinds of effects that you can put in to make, and you can adjust the bar on there too, but I'm just saying, you've got different ones. Let's just check this out. Duotone? No. Which one was it? So we're going to go to here, Oilify. I'm definitely in the wrong one. I think I should bring this into Photoshop after all. But I just thought I'd, like, you know, bring it down a bit so we can see. Not getting a good preview there, but see if I can play around with that to make it look more like a painting. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off and just bring it into another software. In a moment we're going to actually be using this grid to actually come up with some fight moves. In fact, I'm going to be not using this just yet. We're going to put it down, and I'm going to bring this into... See, I've forgotten if it was in Krita or if it was in Photoshop or whatever. Something else I used. I think it was just in Paint.net actually. So, alright, I'm going to bring this into... screw it, I'll bring it into Photoshop. Just going to bring it into Photoshop now. Okay, so wait for Photoshop to load up, and then we'll see what we can do. You know, I really don't use, this is a CS6 extended here, but the thing is I really don't use Photoshop a lot, to be honest with you. It's good, but I don't know. It is good, but I like Fire Alpaca. It's just simple. Okay, so I got my image here. Okay, you know, got my image here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try, because I don't even use this too much, but I'm going to try to go in with a similar sort of effect. I want it to make it look like a painting basically, and I know damn well, I know there's going to be people watching this video saying it's right there, man, it's right there, you know. I just can't say oil paint. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, yeah, so you see you can make things look like a painting basically. You know, you can see how we've got rid of those lines basically there, see. You see now it looks like more like a painting, right? We got rid of those lines as such that we had before. I was trying to clean it up a little bit, but it does look a bit blurry, you know. Shine, you got this thing here called shine, but I'm going to have that right down. Yeah, that looks more like it, so we're going to go to OK. And mind you, Why didn't it do exactly what I wanted it to do, you know? Because that's the way life is, Richard. Okay, so, you know. So, god damn it. Okay, so, yeah, I've got this thing here. Let me just check this out, hold on. This is so weird. Okay, right, so basically I'm going to go in. I'm going to try to go in and see what I can find. Ah, damn it. I'm trying to find painting maybe. I'm just literally trying to find the layers. I just don't even know how to okay, new layer, new. This just pisses me off, man. Please excuse me, I'm just not used to using this as much as I was using it before, you know. Oh my god. Where the hell is it? And I still, it goes, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for. And I still haven't found what I'm looking for. The old songs from the 80s. I just can't find this damn thing, man. It's pissing me off. Some chronic, y'all. Oh man, I'm looking for something I can't find, and that's just pissing me off now. Okay. Right, you know what? I'm just going to go in with brightness and contrast. Well, I didn't even know they had it. Brightness and contrast. I was looking for like a layer. You can put the layers on. I thought by playing with this, maybe I can get away with something. You know what? I'm going to get out of this. It's still not what I want. I'm going to go to no. I'm going to bring this in paint.net, and we're going to see what we're going to come up with. I think what I'm going to do also is I'm going to cut this video short, and I'm going to make another video for you, okay? Otherwise it's going to be a bit too much, but it's really, really nice that you can come and join me here and watch some of my art videos behind the scenes. Let's go to oil painting in here. Hopefully it will work out. Yeah, that's probably working out better anyway. So coarseness, we go down to low. Yeah, you see, that's better. Just using a simple art software sometimes at least works, you know. So I'm using paint.net here. Various ones like this. You can try a Krita and stuff like that. You know. I think we can do a few things with that. So I'm going to duplicate this. We just start the camera one more time. Okay, so with this one I'm going to go in and I'm going to turn it into a pencil sketch. And let's just messed it up. Now I'm going to turn it into a ink sketch. Okay, ink sketch maybe. Ink outline, we want less of that. You see how I've made it really look like a drawing, but then again with backgrounds you don't really want too much of a lines as such, you know. Let's check what that looks like anyway, with and without. Okay, I'm going to put this, turn the opacity of that down a little bit. So you've just got some of that on there. Yeah, and then from here, see, from here what you could do is I'm going to merge those down. In a moment I'm going to, well, first of all I'm going to play with the contrast a little bit. Now I'm going to give the colour a bump up. Like that, you see. And you can see it, what I mean, that gives like a bit of a starting point. If I go to a blur, it gives us a bit of a starting point. So a little, not too much of a blur, a little, like here maybe. I'm going to go File, Save, OK. Hopefully it's saved OK. Okay, now I'm going to bring it into my favourite, Fire Alpaca. I think we'll have a quick look at Krita just while we're here, open Krita up as well, to see if to see if it's got the features I was talking about, like you know, these kind of features. Okay, Kritter's good, by the way. Kritter, check it out. Okay, so we looked at Artweaver, then we looked at Paint.net. This is Kritter that's opening up now, and then as I say, Paint.net is one of my favourites. I've got Paint.net open in 2 windows there. Yeah, when you see when you see I mean Fire Alpaca. Sorry, Fire Alpaca. I've got open in 2 windows there, but this what you're looking at now is Kritter. And I want to say, okay, is when you see Kritter, one of the good things you'll notice about Kritter is it's got like these cool brushes in it. Now I'm getting a little bit of a lag because of the webcam and everything recording. Okay, but it's got like some good brushes in Kritter, I must say. Okay, and you could be there for a long time looking at all those. Okay, let's just look at what it's got on here. Some of the features, artistic. Yes, it's got those basic things there, and that, you know, it should have a lot of different things actually. Yeah, it's even got a thing here called map, like normalize. So I don't even know what the hell that's done there, but it's normalize. If you know about 3D softwares, like for 3D textures and things like that, there's a thing here saying normalize map. I don't know what that's done, but you know, I know there's ways of making normal maps. I'm going to turn this down now. I have 2 other good softwares for normal maps. Okay, one is Materialize, which I've not actually started to understand too well yet. And there's another one, as I say, called where is it? The one that I use called NJob. Okay, N for no. That's NJob, and that's a very good software for making normal maps from any materials. So if you make a 3D model in, let's say, SketchUp, just basic, or any software, you use Blender if you want to use Blender, but yeah, I've got Sculptris here, I've got Mesh Mixer, you know. But let's say, for example, I'm using the basic, okay, very good quality. I'm using you know, SketchUp for 3D models. I could make it, add my textures and everything. I could even edit textures in art softwares and put those on. And then when you export your model, let's say as a collage or a DAV file, just for example, basic, what you're going to have is you're going to have your model come out, and it's going to have the textures also as separate files. Now what you want to do is keep those textures files, like PNGs or whatever they are, and then what you want to do is make copies of those as they came out after exporting them, because I have the right sizes for the coordinates of your model and everything. And what you want to do is you want to bring those into NJob, and then very simply in there you'll see how it works. Things make your normal maps, save those out, and then basically what you'll have then is you'll have normal maps versions of the basic textures that you'll have for your 3D models, your model you made in SketchUp, models. And then basically from there you can bring your model then into another program, be it, you know, Unreal Engine 4 if you do 3D, or something which I love very much, which is this Neo Axis is called. And when you go into there, you'll realise you can add your model, your maps, you know, and then you can also add your textures. I mean, and when you're making the materials and stuff, you can add in normal maps, your normal maps, because they're the same versions, and they'll fit perfectly because they're made from the textures you saved out. So that's a good little thing. There's quite a lot to take in there. If you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to 3D, and don't worry. But okay, so we just checked out a few things, didn't we? Just there, okay. And yeah, so we've got our picture here. Okay, it's in Fire Alpaca now. Just finish up with what I'm saying on this. Okay, so we've got our painting here. We just added this effect basically to make it look more like a painting without those lines and things that we had. And all this really is a photo from a model of two trees, a model in SketchUp, the 3D software. It's all 3D. It was with 3 3D, with an effect in there, one of the styles I set, you go to styles and change the style to make it like, and it looked a little bit pencil-y anyway with the colours and stuff, but it still didn't look right. So I took the image and I brung it into, we ended up using Fire Alpaca. As I say, you got Photoshop, you got Krita and different things, but it worked really well in Paint.net, as I say, Paint.net. Okay, I did this in Paint.net. I mean, I did the effect. That's what I mean. And then I've brung this now into Fire Alpaca. And the last thing I want to do is a little couple of things really. I want to play with the contrast while just in here like this. So I'm not going to add shadows for the simple fact that there were shadows actually in this image. And the shadow you can see like on the ground there, the shadows, and they're on the other sides of the trees. But if you did want to do like shadows, I'll show you just to show you. You could make a duplicate of the layer, go to levels, bring one down a bit darker. I've got a duplicate, bring it down underneath that, go onto the top layer, and as usual, depending on what you've got, like light on top of dark or dark on top of light, as in two duplicate layers, you just simply then use an eraser, either hard or soft or whatever you want to use, whatever opacity or normal, and you just erase parts to show where the shadows would be. You see, and then if you feel that the layer below is not, you know, as strong as you'd want it to be, okay, then, like for example here on these trees, okay, then what you'd do is you'd I'll just go on this tree just to show you. If you felt it was like too, I know that doesn't look very good, but I'm just saying if you felt that the shadow like here was not dark enough, or light enough, you'd go to the bottom layer and adjust that bottom layer, whatever you're trying to reveal, whether it's a lighter layer underneath or a darker layer underneath, and you'd adjust the bar like this. Let's say for example, you see here, you see how I've done that. So I've just done an extreme version there just to show you, but anyway, I'm going to hold control on the keyboard and press Z or Z multiple times till we get back to what we had. Okay, so you also have these arrows up the top left of corner here, where I can actually, you know, hello by the way, while we're here, while I can, you know, undo and redo. Okay, yeah, so that's just a few things I was going to show you. This mucking around, okay. Yeah, when I'm talking about using other things, so like using that grid I was showing you before. Yes for that. Yeah, sorry, when I was like talking about other stuff too, like with the grid that I was just showing you. Okay, let's just look at this painting very quickly one more time. Call it a painting. You see how you can create these like manga type backgrounds, you see, and you could paint in a house or people if you wanted to. But let's just say what I'm saying though, yeah, going back, if I wanted to like use a grid like this, you see, I've taken a photo of my 3D grid here from SketchUp. Okay, I'll turn it off for now actually. But I've taken an image from that, as I say, and from here now, okay, I can literally just draw in there. You see how I've made it very faint, but if I bring that back on the levels quickly, you'll see what it looks like. See, it's actually just an image like that, you see. I'll hit cancel. You know, if I wanted to have it like that, let's say I didn't want to just adjust it like this and have to adjust every time, sort of thing. Another way of dealing with an image like this, if you wanted to just draw over this, is make another layer. Okay, make another layer and make it completely white. Okay, so completely white. Okay, and then just turn down the opacity a little. That way, whatever layers you have underneath it, okay, let's say I might have an image, any image, it could be anything, okay, anything for you. It could be an image here, you know, you know, see a guy in a baseball cap or whatever, see. Okay, so that is coming out like very faint, you see. Black top on, whatever, so black hat, you see. Because of that sheet on top, you see what I'm saying? And I can just adjust the opacity of that and just keep it like that, you see what I'm saying? That's another way of doing it. It does add another layer, but it may be easier than having to deal with so many layers. Like, let's say if I don't have this, let's say I have this layer back now, you see. That means I don't need to adjust the contrast and brightness in the levels under filter there. In Fire Alpaca, like every single time, you know, I can just literally turn off and on that topmost sheet, let's say. And you could have multiple sheets like that if they was in between, sandwiched in between lots of different layers of an image. You know, you can adjust the opacity and stuff too, but you might confuse yourself with more layers. That's the only thing. I personally don't really mind having to just adjust, just keeping it as it is, and just adjusting the layers, the levels. Find the bottom bars seem to work better, the bottom bar there, and I just work it till I can just about see what I'm looking at, you know. And then what I do is, okay, as I say, is I'll make another layer. This is just one layer now. This is just one layer. Okay, here's my way of doing it, and then I'll just use a pen and I'll zoom in. You know, and then from here I'll start drawing whatever I want. And I don't like to draw with like a straight up pen. I like to turn the opacity down a little bit first, very low even, but like stronger than what we're looking at obviously here, but like stronger, say, a bit. And I'll start to do things. You see, I'll have like a table here. I'm just using like a rough sketch first. Later on I'll do a proper image on top, you see. So this could be anything. It could be some kind of building here, see. You see what I'm trying to say? I'm just using that, you know. And I don't have to follow the lines exactly. I can, you know, I can do a roof like this, you see. You know, I could make it like more different shaped stuff there, so you just do all kinds of stuff. I could do another tree here, just doing it freehand. In the distance, obviously smaller trees, but those lines are telling me where to put them as such. See, this could be a path here. This could be outside here, see, on the road. I can do another path down there somewhere. See, another way, see. And it just talks to you. But I think this is just a very, very good way of doing things. This over here could be a part of another wall, let's say. You see what I mean? And there could be somebody standing here. You know, I could do his head first, depends how you want to do it. Let's do a little hat or something there. See, some guy standing by the wall, you know. You know, and then we've got our image, see, and you can just do whatever you want to do. I can have this building, another door there, see, a sign on the wall. Maybe that would be a sign hanging off the wall where it's come off the nail or whatever, just hanging down. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, you see. And then following obviously the line, like imagining where the horizon line is. But I'm just saying, you know, you can do different ways of how you can actually see the horizon line too. But for the most part, I'm just guessing it. Put mountains in the background, you know, see. And yeah, see, if I turn up the opacity, you can see like the image more, see. And there's many ways you could do things. I could do that, or I could do it. I could flip it and see it a different way. You know, or I can do different ways. I could just start shading in like things. See, like just doing all kinds of crazy shapes. See, like all kinds of things. See, and it may look really crazy. See, but now I'm just totally ignoring the Now I'm just totally ignoring like the horizon line as such. You'll see what I mean. I'm just like trying to imagine maybe like these are trees here. That some of them are off the angle. See, what I'm doing is I'm making it as though they're on hills almost. You see, like they're on hills, like in mountains and things. See, like almost it's not like a straight thing here. See, so I could have it like that. You see, and this is like if I sketch this in a bit better, just to show you. So this could be a river, let's say. See, this could be a river in here. A river like through the mountains, through the valleys. Of some maybe there's snow or something, you know. Maybe there's snow in here, you know. And I could have it like I could have it like this. I could have this is another tree up on here. See, things stronger in the foreground than in the foreground, you know, so to speak. Again, the sky, I could do a bit of a sky in there just to show you, you know, various shapes and things. I could do like a little house or something, see, and you just start to work with that perspective. You see what I mean? Once that's done, as I say, you get rid of the back layer, but I'm just going to basically destroy what we've got on those lines there just by changing the brightness of that, going to OK, hitting that on top. See, then from here I'm just going to play with the contrast a little bit, just so we can see what we're doing. If it's going to allow me, hold on. So okay, I've just duplicated. Hang on. Oh yeah, I need to do something. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I need to move this across quickly because we're having some issues here. Hold on. I think I just messed it up a little bit there, but it's okay. Yeah, so on the layers, that's one thing. We are on the layers. Alright, I no wonder why. That's why. You know, here it should be here. Oh my god! I just turned off everything. Okay, don't worry. If you lose anything, you just go back to your go to tools or window. Go to window, and you'll see what you're looking for. I need to find navigation. Okay, there. Okay, so there we are. I brought that back. Okay. Palette's another one. I'm going to leave palette and brush size off for now. But yeah, just zooming in. Okay, so here we are again, as I say. And something's wrong here. I don't know what it is. Hang on. Oh, that's what's wrong. Yeah. That's what's wrong. So I need to drag this up, basically. Seems I need to drag this up. Hold on. Damn. Basically, I just altered the whole setup of everything. Okay, I'm going to leave it like this. Should be okay now. That's okay. So, deleting one of those layers. Okay. No, hang on. Okay, I've made a duplicate. I'm playing with the opacity. Merging that down. You see, I'm going to go on top, and I'm going to hit a blue and white here. Go to a gradient. Go on top. Go to colour. I'm speaking fast, but I'm just showing you. So, you know, there's your scene basically. And what else? I can just choose colours, as I say, you know, and start painting on top. So go into overlay. Let's see, or colour. You know. And just painting in a little scene. Now If you don't like what you got, as I say, you can say screw it. Now you can just literally work with different layers or just paint over it. You know, here I'm going to do this. This is it. Here we go. So I'm just painting in this little scene here. See, going in here, bringing it down. You know, and again, we've actually gone for like a very drawing type scene, haven't we? If I go for brown also, by the way, dark brown, paint over the trees, maybe in a multiply would be better. Yeah. You know, there's just something about, you know, painting is just so hypnotic. What's the word? So relaxing, just soothing, you know. But I mean, even that there, oh, excuse me, merge all, even that there, see, that's to me that's a little scene. So even for something like that, I could even probably go to, if we got it in here, hold on, go to I'm just experimenting basically, that's all I'm doing. Oh man, where is it? Swear there's an effect in here. See, I'm looking for that same effect I was just looking for basically. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just export that out anyway. I'm going to make a duplicate of this, make a darker version, then I'm going to go with the soft eraser, a low opacity, and just make it brighter into the further out, you know, in the distance. I could put a little bit of white on the water there to make a bit of a shine. It's like a rough picture, you know, it is a rough picture, you see, but you get the idea. So, like, see, it's a rough picture, but that's the whole point. See, it's like, turn that down a little bit, getting the flow of the water there, see, getting the flowing water, and you'll see what I mean later on in a moment or so. If I add a colour on top of this as well, you'll see something else. If I had like a pink and a red, let's say, and we go to colour and then bring that down, bring that ever so slightly down there, merge all again, go to levels again. Sometimes you might mess things up though, like I just nearly have done. Now you're going to go there, file, save out, and if you go further away from the screen and put your look back, and then you'll see like more detail sometimes. Other times you'll be like, fuck that pile of shit. like I just feel like saying. But I'm going to basically take this and I'm going to bring it into the other software there, into paint.net, and see what we can come up with by adding that effect. Go into effects, artistic, oil painting. See what we get. Artistic oil painting. Try again. Damn, is it even working or what? Effects, artistic, oil painting, please. Damn, that's weird. I think we didn't even load it properly or something. So I'm going to bring that in, drag it in again. Weird stuff happens sometimes with this particular program. Come on, man. Oh, it's taking a while to load up, that's why. Okay. So it's loading, it's just taking a while to load up, you see. If I do this, every time I adjust the bar, it basically does something, but you know. Okay, so didn't do much, but was going again. But yeah, I mean, you get the idea though, and I think if I adding like a blur or something might help. Sometimes it's so funny, you'll be doing a picture and you'll be like, you know, well, maybe if I just totally destroy it, it'll be fine, you know. It will look okay. You destroy it to such a point where you're like, alright, we'll go with that, and I'll accept it, and the next day you'll end up deleting it if you don't delete it straight away. It's really funny. So, you know, I'm just trying to you know, you try your best to like make your mess into a work of art, even though you've like, because you know you spent time on it, you know what I mean. And it's funny. So you're trying to trick your eyes into seeing something, you know. Anyway, there's a painting, but yeah, that could pass for like a blurry vision as you're walking through the winter forest, you know what I mean. Okay, I'm not going to save it, I'm going to delete that failure, but I mean, is it a failure? I don't know, you know. Maybe I should just keep it and stick it in my scrapbook for later. This will be good to keep for reference too. So I'm going to, even though it's not my own art per se, but I'm going to, apart from the effect I put on it, I'm going to take those and I'm going to stick them where I got to stick them. Right. Talk to you later, basically in my collection. Talk to you again later. Thanks for watching. More videos to come.